So 2023 is coming to a close, and the total THC standard for hemp-derived products is spreading across the United States. Let's talk about how it affects the rest of your 23 and your business plans for 2024. Hi, I'm Morgan Davis. I'm a cannabis attorney in Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's talk about how to keep your business protected and thriving. Okay, I have a confession to make. I love statutory interpretation. I love statutory interpretation. It is so fun to me to look at all the different statutes and regulations that are passed as across the country as hemp changes and cannabis changes. I geek out really, really hard on that stuff. There is a new trend. It's not new, but it's like last 12 months new and it's picking up speed, and I'm so excited to talk about it. The total THC standard. Everybody is familiar with the Delta 9 THC standard, right? Delta 9, the cannabinoid that everybody knows, the one that we associated with marijuana forever, the only one that was regulated, really the only one that was identified for a long, long time. So now we know there are all these other THCs out there, Delta 8, Delta 10, Delta 7, HHC, blah, 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 blah. THCA. Okay. How are these states all going to regulate all these products? How are they going to continue to respond every time a new THC comes online, right? Impossible. Can't do it. Because the law moves way slower than any industry. But I'm a little bit like, I feel like maybe the regulators have gotten a little bit smart because they have come out with a total THC standard. What is the total THC standard? So the total THC standard is one of a couple different things. One, the USDA adopted a total THC standard for measuring cultivated and post-harvest hemp. U.S. Department of Agriculture. So the hemp that's growing in the field that you have to harvest before it becomes anything else. That's what the USDA regulates. So if you are under a USDA hemp program, or you are a lot of states who have USDA approved programs also have this standard now for their cultivated or growing hemp. That includes North Carolina. Your hemp, while growing and post-harvest, must test under a total THC standard, meaning they take the Delta 9 THC and the THCA concentration times 0.8777 to create a total THC analysis of what is in the plant. And that has to be 0.3% or less. Why does that matter? Because THCA, if you've been paying attention, is the precursor for Delta 9. So when it degrades, it becomes Delta 9. So that's why they consider both. Because if you just consider the Delta 9, and there's some THCA in there, which there's always going to be, when it degrades into Delta 9, this number is going to increase naturally. That's how the plant works. All right, so that's total THC classic. That's what we're going to call that, the total THC classic standard, as originated with the USDA. For states trying to target D9 and THCA products, this is a good standard. Or for states who are trying to mirror the USDA, this is the standard they choose. Now, let's say you want to do more than that. You don't just want to go after the Delta 9 products and the THCA products. You also want to go after the Delta 8s and the HHCs and the PHCs and the all the stuff, right? Then you adopt what I call, my version, intoxicating total THC standard, where the aggregate of any intoxicating cannabinoid content must be at or under 0.3%. All right. So that means any intoxicating cannabinoid. Now, generally, they're going to define that. A lot of them are going to say Delta 9, Delta 8, Delta 10, THCP, the ones we know of. Some of them will then have most of them will then have a sort of catch-all, which says, and any cannabinoid that has an intoxicating effect or something to that, something in that line. What does that mean? That means for anything, there has to be a total THC concentration of 0.3 or less of any of the intoxicating cannabinoids. So it captures a lot more of the intoxicating products than a classic total THC standard. So, intoxicating total THC standard goes after all the intoxicating products. Now, we have total THC plus, is what I'm calling it. North Carolina in HB 563 has proposed a total THC standard, which not only includes the aggregate of all intoxicating cannabinoids, but it's the aggregate of all intoxicating cannabinoids plus any other cannabinoid. So it's your Delta 9, your THCA, your CBD, your CBN, your CBG, and on and on and on. All of those together have to come under 0.3% or less. That's crazy. That is a tough standard to comply with in this space. And it's going to kick a lot of people out of the market if it passes. One of the hottest products on the market right now is THCA flower, right? We've talked about this before. Cookies, like in the past couple of months has just sold a ton of THCA flower and shipped it to certain states all over the country. And everybody's been up in arms and so excited about it. And they're like, oh my God, it's basically legal weed that's being shipped in the mail. And they're not wrong. It is. But it can't comply with this. Most vape products can't comply with this. 200 plus milligram gummies, I don't think that's there. Most of them aren't going to comply with this. 4, 5, 6 milligram vapes, unlikely to comply. 100 milligram Delta 8 beverages, unlikely to comply. Because it's very, very rare you're going to have an aggregate of all of these cannabinoids come in under that limitation. So what's going to be the practical effect if something like this passes or something like this becomes popular and gets adopted across the United States? A lot of products are going to have to be recalled and reformulated. And I think a lot of your highly intoxicating products that are in market right now don't survive it. They already don't survive an intoxicating total THC standard. So, to put it bluntly, my friends, it's time to pivot. I believe that total THC is growing in popularity because it's a way to regulate products in all forms of THC without having to name them or anticipate what the next hot product is going to be. I think more and more states are going to adopt some form of this over the next 12 months. And it doesn't have to happen in legislation. It can happen overnight. New York just issued emergency regulations adopting a total THC standard of their own, and it went into effect almost immediately. So as you're closing out your 2023 and you're looking to your 2024, you should be factoring this change into your business strategy. Davis Legal can help you evaluate where you are and where you want to be with this new standard in mind. Give us a call and let's talk about how to plan for a total TH standard for your business.